Alright, Pokemon Showdown seems to be back up. Just wait for me to win this game. Yeah. That would have potentially been a game that I'd have just 6-0'd anyway. That was a rather easy game. Let's see where I am on the ladder. 6th, you know. I'll take 6th. It's pretty good. Alright, so he has Scraggy, Munchlax, Pineco, Frillish, Pawniard, Fletching. Honestly don't know. Yeah. Growlithe is just the safest lead. As usual. Growlithe is just a very good lead. I mean, if he leads with the jellyfish, I'd have been pretty bummed, but he didn't, which was cool. And now Pineco is more or less completely useless. Nah, that was deep. The way it missed. Yeah, Will-O-Wisp doesn't always hit. That isn't useless. Yeah, it was gonna get those rocks up, but I'll probably switch into like Frillish or something, just to take the Will-O-Wisp, because nothing else on his team can really take a Will-O-Wisp. Which is fair. Like I didn't want to use Wild Charge anyway, because I want the Frillish to be Will-O-Wisp for now. I don't know what a standard Frillish says. I don't think. I used to use Frillish at one point, but I really didn't like it. It just didn't really do anything. I assume I'll be switching into Staryu if he switches into Frillish. Just because it resists those water moves. I mean, I don't know. I could go into Phantom. I guess there's just as much risk in terms of if the Frillish carries Shadow Ball, that it would hurt Phantom. Except Phantom can do a lot more. Sorry. No worries. What's up?
Weed's going back down to Class C.
Oh, really? That's good. That is nothing but good news. Oh, this is a dead game. Like, the guy's not disconnecting. I don't get to show my genius. If this game does disconnect early, I mean, just objectively speaking, oh, good. Yeah, Munchlax's gonna take. What the fuck? Honestly, Jesus Christ. Will-O-Wisp missing twice is just deep. There we go. Finally, all right. He resolves Toxic, which is pretty bad. I mean, I don't want Growlithe to be under Toxic, but like, worse things could happen, I guess. I might just use Munchlax to set up. Yeah, I'll use it to set up Phantom. Cause I don't like what's Munchlax. Fucking hell. All right. Well, he well-winded it out anyway, so that's cool. Switch into Frillish. I really should have predicted that switch, but I am not paying attention. It's 5 in the morning. It's 11 past 5 in the morning. Yeah, 100% I should have predicted that switch, because I'd have been in a very good position if I predicted that switch. Staryu would have been nowhere near as fucked as it is now. But it's calm. Staryu still managed to take out the Frillish. Which means that I'll probably be able to resolve a Rapid Spin. This is going to take a chunk out of Growlithe, but it's still a necessary switch. It gives me an almost free opportunity to use Morning Sun. Because, I mean, I will take Toxic Residual. But it should be okay, I mean. I assume I have to just risk the Will-O-Wisp. If he ever gets that shed skin resolution, then my life is just fucked. Like, there's nothing I can do. Because the only way that I'm staying in this game really is by maintaining the burn. But of course I jinxed myself. Alright, yeah. See, look at Hippopotas just tanking that hit. Hippopotas just doesn't care. Like, Hippopotas is just sick. Just an absolute tank. Fully took that +2 drain punch like it was nothing. Fully took that acrobatics like it was nothing. It's too much for this tier, honestly. It's too much for this tier. From all of that, and with Stealth Rocks factored in as well, it just comes out with 66%. Absolute legend. I take this opportunity to get Rocks up. Like, it isn't too deep. I honestly don't know what he's going to do with Munchlax. It just seems like a useless Pokemon at this stage. I could either Earthquake for a bit of damage, or I could slack off. I'm probably going to slack off just because I assume that having more HP will be more important. But he goes for Toxic, so I guess that was a it's a bad decision on my part. I assume it would be Whirlwind now, so... Oh no, it's Rest. Alright, fine. Rest. Fucking hell. But I get to get that free switch. Which means I get to resolve that free knockoff. Which is okay. I don't know what else I would do with the free switch. No, now that Eviolite is gone, I mean, the Munchlax is dead anyway. That's what I'm saying about Pawniard. It's just very good at what it does. Pineco is an interesting switch. I don't know why you're bringing Pineco. Pineco just straight died. Absolute waste. Has to be Growlithe. Just to resolve that Intimidate. I mean, Growlithe is... I wouldn't say it's useless by any means, but I've gotten most of my value out of it. Like, I can't heal it, which is the problem. I can't remove the Toxic. So its ability as a stall mon is obviously going to be drastically reduced. So presumably the game plan from here would be to... Like, I can either Will-O-Wisp it, hope that the Will-O-Wisp hits, and then hope that the Will-O-Wisp doesn't get removed by Shed Skin. Or I can Morning Sun, or I can Flare Blitz. If I Flare Blitz, I'll probably die, but the idea is that I'll take enough out of the Scraggy so that, like, Hippopotas can come in and kill it with Earthquake or something. Yeah, I think it's good enough. It's good enough living with 1 HP. That is not what I want. That is that unnecessary stress that Game Freak is giving me. I mean, I could Whirlwind it, but what happened? It will die. It will die to residual damage and whatnot. I assume. I'm tempted to switch in Staryu just because Staryu will die quicker. And Staryu can't do anything to either of them. But then Staryu hasn't removed the rocks. But for the rest of the things, the rocks being there is fine. Yeah, so like, I assume he'll use Drain Punch, yeah. So that he recovers less off the Drain Punch. He'll take this much. So now, I assume Sucker Punch will kill. Even though it's, I think, double resisted. Oh, I got a crit. But I'm pretty sure it would have killed anyway. Because I assume it would have done like 25% or something like that. Now, these two are pretty damn useless now. So I have to primarily preserve the Hippopotas. I don't know what this Pawniard is going to do. If it's knockoff, the Sandstorm's still going. I assume the Sandstorm subsides this turn. So the Ghastly will live. Yeah. Oh, nah. Stealth Rock. You see how much I'm just not paying attention. But yeah, it should be fine. I mean, I'll Destiny Bond and he'll kill me, yeah. So yeah, Ghastly did his job. Like, yeah, so now he has nothing but Fletchling. And, I don't even think I need to Sucker Punch it. I can just knock off and the knockoff will kill. Like, it won't have anything to Um, uh, yeah, the recording software cut out, but basically what I was explaining was that there was no reason for me not to use knockoff there. There was nothing that the fletchling could have done that would have um, been able to take out all three. I mean, acrobatics would have just uh, destroyed Phantom. It was a misplay on my part. I should have used Iron Head. I shouldn't have used knockoff, because the fact that he was using acrobatics demonstrates that he doesn't have an item. But knockoff was fine anyway. He was just fucking around with Roost for a little bit, so Sucker Punch would have definitely been the wrong move. But yeah, knockoff killed it. And at worst, like, he'd have lived with a little bit. I'd have gone into Hippopotas and just, like, he couldn't use Roost because I'd have Earthquaked. I don't know. It was fine. The job was done. So ladder updated, but score cannot be retrieved. You know, these wins just count for nothing. But yeah, the team did well. Growlithe had quite a subdued presence that game, mainly because of the first two Will-O-Wisp misses and then the Toxic. But ultimately, it was an important poke in that game. Resolving the Will-O-Wisp when it did eventually resolve was pretty important. Staryu didn't really do anything, but that just wasn't that game for Staryu really. Ghastly taking out the Pawniard was very important, because that Pawniard would have caused me stress otherwise. That Pawniard could have potentially swept my whole team. The only thing keeping it in check was my own Pawniard, but my Pawniard couldn't keep both that and Fletchling in check, I don't think. So just the Destiny Bond ended up being very useful. That's what it's there for, just to eliminate random crap. Phantom did well that game. Potas did well that game, and Pawniard was probably the star of that game, because Pawniard is just sick. So, yep, if you like more Pokemon battles, I'll be doing them, because what else do I do in my life? Yep. See you around.